Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Andrijana. Most of you already know me. I work as a web designer in Pixel Industry Digital Agency. And today I'll try to teach you, I'll give my best on how to create a killer personal portfolio. At first, I wanted to name my presentation how to create a stunning personal portfolio. Then I thought, then you will think that a great portfolio is all about design. It's not. It's more than how it looks, and it's more than how it works. There's lots more to a great portfolio. Okay, so where to start? How should you start to create your personal portfolio, your personal website? Some of you could think that you could start from design. That would be totally wrong. You should start from research. You should start from research of yourself and your target audience. So let's see why. For example, you're a designer, crazy creative designer, you like vibrant colors, you like sci-fi websites. So would you design your site that way? Maybe you would. Is that a good decision? Well, that's where targeted audience research comes into play. Your site isn't about you. It shouldn't be. It should be about what you can do for your client. What your client would like, what he wants to see on your website. For example, you need to know who you are, what you do, and what you want to do. Do you love your clients for who you work for right now? Do you want a bigger client? Do you want a different project? You need to know the answer on that question. When you know the answer on that question, then you need to think about how your clients think. For example, so you are that crazy designer, but you want to work for some, I don't know, luxurious brand that has a web shop. I don't believe that type of client would be interested in hiring a designer that has a website that looks like next Star Wars movie, right? A movie studio or a game studio would. So ask the right questions. Who is your client? Who you want to work for? And what can you offer him? Okay? You need to tell him why he should hire you. When you answer on all of those questions, you'll have a pretty good idea what that client wants to see on your website. What's the visual feel, how you will attract him. And then you may think, okay, I'll start designing. No, again. Next thing to do, when you got all these questions answered, is the copy. The copy matters. It's not important only for SEO, or search engine optimizations. It matters to your client. Okay? He wants to know what you can do for him. And tell that immediately at your site, when the site opens. Why? Because researchers show that user, it takes 50 milliseconds for him to make an impression about you and your site. So make that statement visible as soon as the site opens. Tell them, I don't know, designer, I created this, and you'll have this benefit if you hire me. So if you're a freelancer, 2 or 3 sentences will do. For the intro, that will do. If you have the urge to tell people more about you, put it on a separate page. Okay? So most agencies I see and most designers start their intro quote with, "We are an amazing agency, we do amazing stuff." That's boring. Okay, so you're amazing, you do amazing stuff, but what can you do for me? So this is one quote I found on one website that was totally cool. They say, "Online marketing that looks awesome and sells a lot." That's the quote. You can see what they do for you. They do online marketing that sells a lot. They will bring you money if you buy their tool. So I think that's a good copy. And that's how your copy should look like. Okay? So how to confirm that? Your clients know what you do, what you can do for them, what benefits they have, but how you will confirm that, what you said. You obviously need to present them their projects, the work you've done. So, discussing projects, which projects and how many? You could think, I will include all of my projects, all 50 projects I worked on, so people see, wow, I have this amazing big experience, I worked on so many projects. That's wrong. People are very impatient. They don't want to scroll half an hour through your site. They want to see the best you can offer and different stuff you can offer. So many experts say between 5 and 8 projects is quite a good number. You can show different stuff you worked on, and you can show the best stuff you worked on. So, about projects, only image is not enough. A client wants to know the story behind your projects. So tell them, what were the requirements, expectations of you, how you approached the problem they had, what you delivered, and what was the result. If that result is measurable, that's great. For example, you're working for a client who sells head fascinators. The site is practically dead. There are no visitors, no conversions. So you need to make a site that will convert. Sounds pretty simple, huh? So, that project will probably take time to deliver, right? You need time to make a research, to make user research, to think about, I don't know, some rough sketches, user experience, all of that. Explain that in your case study. And be sure to include a time span. How many days, weeks, or months took you to deliver that? Why? Because with this, you will tell your client, hey, I can handle more complex stuff. So hit me the hardest you can, I can handle it. It will make you more hireable. Okay, so let's go further. Remember when I asked you, and I told you, that you are doing something right now, but you need to think about what you want to do. So for example, you're a WordPress developer. All of your projects, your best projects are on WordPress. But you are also pretty good in Magento, and you like to work on Magento projects. But you can't include them in your portfolio because of NDA or something. So there's a place where services comes into play. You should include them on your site. Don't write novels, explain in 2 or 3 sentences what you can do, what expertise you have in this area, and what benefit it will have for your client. Also, many agencies and freelancers like to include minimum budget, whether it's on services page or on contact form. That's the tricky part. On one hand, you are eliminating all the clients who can't afford your service. And that's good. You eliminate thousands or hundreds or I don't know, emails you need to send, the offers that don't go through. On the other hand, you are eliminating all those clients that would maybe contact you, that would maybe hire you, if they get to the place they contact you. But they give up when they see your budget. So look at this from the other perspective. You made a really good research of who your clients are. You know what appeals to them. You know how to attract them. You made a copy that attracts exactly them. You presented your best projects, the projects that that client will be interested in. So you come to the conclusion that that client filtering will, in majority of cases, will be done by itself. You already attracted the right client, the one you want. And the last thing to consider before start anything is contact. How the user will contact you. Email is some standard means of communication. But the thing to remember is to be professional. You come to a site, the site looks amazing, copy is great, you know this is the person I want to hire. And then you go to the contact section, and there is an email link which says sexyboy07@gmail.com. So be professional, every detail matters, okay? If you're a designer or developer, social profiles are nice. If you're a developer, a link to GitHub is great. If you're a designer, a link to Dribble or Behance or something is also nice. But don't include 15 social profiles. And don't include the social profiles that you don't use. Nobody would like to click on Dribble link you have and see that your last shot was posted 3 years ago. So include only stuff that matters. Okay, it's now time for design. Well, let's see what you have till now. Now, you know who you want to work for. You know how that client thinks. You created a great copy that will attract exactly that client. You hit them with the best you got, your best projects. You gave him option to contact you. And now you have a complete picture of what that site should look like and how it should work. And now you can start designing. But not designing your site, but designing your logotype first. Your brand and your visual identity. That's the first step. After you complete that, and that takes a while, then you can start designing your website. Okay, I won't tell you how to design your website, because it depends on all of the steps I mentioned previously. It depends, for example, if you are a developer, your site will look totally different than a site for a web designer. So, I would like to tell you what things you should have in mind. Don't kill your user with bad user experience. User experience is one of the most important stuff on your web. Okay, start from navigation. Navigation is essential. Navigation is used for navigating the site, not to look fancy. I hate when I'm on a 27-inch screen and I come to a site and I see a hamburger icon. Come on. So I came to your site, I want to know what you work on, I don't know, I want to know more about you, and then I need to click that silly icon first. So don't do that. Secondly, many agencies include their portfolio first, or some crazy animation when you come to the site. If you know that agency already, that's great. You come to their site and you immediately see what they do. But if you're a new user, you never heard about them, you would probably like to know who they are, what they do, what can they do for you. Remember that quote about that online marketing firm? So a good thing is to include the intro code and then hit them with your best projects. Also think about how your site will look on mobile devices. Very cliche, right? It's very important. More than 50 users are coming to a site through a mobile device, according to the latest research. So if you lose the user, because of your bad navigation, because, I don't know, you didn't show the right information on mobile, it's fail. It doesn't matter how your website looks on desktop, how it has pretty animations, great quote, great copy, if it looks bad on mobile. And the last thing is a never-ending debate. Should you include a contact form or an email link? Well, let's see. User comes to your website. He sees all the things he wants to hire you. He gets to the contact point, he scrolls down the page, he sees the form, and now you have him right where you want him to be. He's ready to hit the submit button, right? So why would you use a contact link, email link instead? He needs to navigate from your site. So the answer is simple. Use the contact form. Many designers don't like it because it can look really ugly, but you can make it beautiful. It works. It matters that it works for a client. You have him right there, and that's the important thing. So, what's the conclusion? You need to know your target clients. Get to know them. Get to know how they think, what attracts them. Your site, as I said already, shouldn't be about you, but about them. What can you do for them? How will they benefit if they Hi, exactly you. So, I just found one sentence that really describes it nicely. So it said, if you want to work for $1 million client, you need to have a site that says, with my skills, I will earn you $2 million more. I think that it says pretty well what you should do. So now, you have a killer site, a killer personal portfolio that will get you the right client. So are you done? No. You have that site, but your client hasn't heard of you. He doesn't know who you are. Now's the time for good marketing. But that's another story for some another meetup. So I'm almost done. I want to show you 2 websites. I really like them. They followed almost every point of these points I mentioned right now. The first site is an agency called Legwork Studio. They are creating animations and interactions and illustrations and so on. So, they have an animation when you first visit them. Is it good? But that animation is pretty good linked to their logotype and their name. Their name is Legwork Studio, and you'll see a woman that's pedaling something. And it's pretty funny, it grabs attention. So, let's go further. Here they say immediately what they do.
They're not brave.
Then you can see all of the things they can do for you that you don't have to. Pretty good quote, right? Then they brag about their awards. The projects they've done for their clients are award.
You did?
No. That's aside from one agency I like a lot. And then, if you're not convinced, they will make you a believer. You can contact them. And the thing I like you to show, one more thing, is their projects, interactions. All the animations are totally the same, funny, I don't know, I love them. You?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty funny, I don't know if you see it, yeah. Okay. The other side, that's bad site. I didn't open it on Mac till now. Yeah. So, that's a bad site. Okay, but what I loved about this site, when it was on desktop, is that you come here, she has a loader that then transforms into her name. So you remember her name immediately after you come to her site. You see her picture in the background. You see immediately who she is, what she does, how can she help you. Then you scroll further and you see her projects that are really nice and with really good details. You pay attention to exactly the parts you should. For example, everything is static but a view case button. So you see a project and view case button and it's animated. It's great, but it's obviously not that great. Okay, so that's it from me. I hope I got you inspired and that you learned something. Thank you. Yeah, if you have any questions. No? Sorry.
Can you show us the site maybe that you designed?
Yeah. Should I present ArcShaper? Not? Okay, this is a site I'm proud of, but it's still in development. I don't know how it will look. It's on development server, so yeah. Yeah. It doesn't look good here. So it's
still in development.
Yeah. There are no animations now, so
because it's a low resolution. It's a low resolution. All animations are disabled on low resolution. This projector is 100 pixels.
Okay.
yeah. Sorry.
Site.
What?
Show your own site.
Oh, okay.
It's good enough.
Good enough.
Well said. This is our old site. So, yeah, the resolution is awful. So we have a quote that says, "A good design has a story." That's my own opinion, and we can help you to design yours.
Yeah, I'm having a personal, my personal brand, ScottStewart.com, is being developed right now. And after seeing this, I want to trash everything.
Well,
Take
thank
my
you.
designer back to the drawing board.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm currently in the process of creating informational structure for a new site, because when we designed this site, we were working on premium templates and themes that we saw in Team Forest, but for almost 2 years we are working now for clients more and more. So we need to completely change everything. So, but I'm glad you like it.
I do.
Thank you.
No, I learned so much just now. I've made all the mistakes that you talked about. Seriously.
Wow. Thank you, it means a lot.
Can you show us your contact form?
Yeah. This is for Team Forest users, please use support forum. So, that form, it's not so pretty. But
It works.
it
works.
It gives money.
Here is some company information we need to place here because of our country law.
Also look for international payments, right?
Yeah,
IBAN.
we need to have
Yeah,
this
you know about
information.
I learned about
I
that.
just learned about that.
So that's
Is
it.
there any statistics why contact form is better than contact link?
Well, in my experience, out of 10 emails we receive, 9 of them come from the contact form. We also have an email link on our site, but 9 of 10 comes from contact form. And you have a user here. Why would you drag him away from your site? Or you're on mobile.
Yes, and
Would you like to copy that link and open your email app? No?
I
Yeah,
hate contact
Yeah,
forms.
also they-
I
hate
have
it,
to say,
yeah.
because first you have to write your name, then you have to write your email, then you have to write text, and I'm crazy with
Yeah,
it.
And then you don't
I
have
have the
history
same
when you
issue.
send it and stuff like that.
Exactly, I don't have it in my
Yes, but-
outbox.
You can
That's why
include
I-
both. For example, many countries have the law where you need to include your email link on the site, anywhere on the site. So you can include both. You can put a contact form in focus, but place the email in footer or in about us section or somewhere where it will still be visible. So you can please the both type of users.
Yeah, that's a compromise solution.
And other question? Yeah, we have.
Yes, I like contact forms from my perspective because I get the information I need.
Yes.
When
I
he
forgot
sends
to
an
say
email,
that.
He will just ask, can you design me a website, and that's it. And if
Yeah.
he's using a contact form, I can ask him more questions.
Yes, and you save time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that. Thank you.
But you spend
I'm
time.
not feeling that.
What?
But you spend client time. You need to type all this.
Sometimes like, okay.
Pitanja, pogotovo da ne idem.
Yeah.
Any other question? One more?
How do you show your work if it's not something visible? For example, you create application, you're
Yes.
a developer, you create several parts, and you create some logic, business logic.
Okay.
And there's designer who creates user interface. Design is part of designer's portfolio.
Yeah,
but-
I know. Okay, so I saw examples like that from sites of developers. They include a small screenshot, and then if they have, for example, screenshot plus some description, they immediately say that design was made by, I don't know, someone, and then they say my services was this and this and this. Is this a good solution?
No.
No. You are promoting another people. If you're working with him regularly, why not? He can include you on his website. But I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I would present my projects differently. You can always, I don't know, put an icon for an app design. You can, I don't know, a mobile phone and logotype of that firm or something. That's not so hard. Or you can have, I love it totally, I once saw it on one site. You have a list with projects, its name of the project, a year, and then a little arrow to see more. When you hover it, the color of the project, of the background of that list item changes to, I don't know, blue or red or something. Then you click open, then it takes you to another page where it's full screen, that color is in the background, and it looks awesome. And you don't need to have a screenshot for that. And it would look cool.
Or you can maybe use the part of your code to give it openly to others, and that would be a nice way to promote yourself.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
With GitHub, open source.
I think,
No, but you create.
I think his question was not about how to present, because he cannot present the code, right?
No, but it's easy to create one page, web page, where you put the code wherever, and just bring people to that page where they can actually take that code that you created. It doesn't have to be the one that you created previously, but you can do something new of your own. You can get
I believe that maybe the trick would be to try to show what was the problem you solved, right?
Yes.
Because nobody sees it, but people are using your solution, and like everything is intuitive, right? Because you planned it in the background. I mean, I don't know, was that your question? How to show those background work that is not visible? It's not designed, but it's still like, it's system design.
Yeah, it's a solution to a problem.
Right.
You can explain it.
I'm awesome.
No, but that idea of the list is good. You will have something visual that will attract the client. When he clicks, he'll probably be interested in learning more.
Any
I
other
don't know.
questions? Yeah.
Okay, thanks.